Check.
I don't know where we are. If I started new stream. I'm not seeing anything. Yeah. It's at a different spot. Okay, we're up. But it's at a different spot. I gotta change the link somehow.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome here to Niles, Illinois for NPSFL football as the Chicago Enforcers, dressed in their blue tops and white pants, taking on FDNY. Mike Fraser along with Andy Singleton as we bring you NPSFL football. Chicago will go on offense first, donning the blue tops with the white pants, white numerals. Chicago coming in 2-0 on the season. And FDNY on offense. After the turnover, we'll have it 1st and 10 in good field position at the Chicago 37-yard line. And their talented quarterback, Peter Calabrese, will set him down. Trevor Elam in the backfield to start for FDNY, and they'll run it on the ground, cradling the football straight ahead inside the 35, down to the 32-yard line. Good gain for FDNY on 1st down. Boy, they line up. Boy, they are talented across that front. Left tackle, Frank Nacarado. Left guard, Jonathan Seda. Center, Daniel Olivier. Right guard, Nathaniel Ryan. And then Greg Kolodinsky on the right side of that offensive line. And the tough customer, Peter Calabrese, will look over that defense here on 2nd down and about 5. And he'll keep it himself and spin across the 30, close to the Chicago 29-yard line. Now defensively for Chicago, boy, they line up. Talented secondary coming in, and Dante Birchfield, Randall Maxey, Jalen Woods, and Pat Egan across the board. Up front, defensive end, Carlin Ento. You see Timothy Bell, John Simmons, and Canton Drew. 3rd down and short for FDNY. This off the fumbled kickoff by Chicago. Calabrese with Elam in the backfield, man in motion. On the ground, they'll run it off the right side of that offensive line, and they're close. Needed to get to the 27, and it appears they have a 1st down. Let's see where they mark it. They'll put it right at about the 26-yard line. And that will be enough for an FDNY 1st down. Boy, they run that right side of that offensive line, and why not with Ryan and Kolodinsky there. Boy, paving the way for FDNY. 1st down and 10. Opening possession off the fumbled kickoff for FDNY. To the air for the 1st time. Underneath coverage, pass is caught, and down around the 19-yard line. Big gain on 1st down.
Number 81, Tommy Herrick, senior man on the team. Mike, I'm back. Andy Singleton here, joining Mike Frazier. Sorry for the technical difficulties getting going here. And apologies, there is the new stream link, but it's still on the NPSFL channel, so hopefully you're finding us right now. If not, you can go back and rewind and catch what you missed when you find out where we are right now.
So 2nd down and about 5. As Calabrese looks over that defense, boy, that front is talented. Boy, Chicago coming off a strong defensive performance from last season. Man in motion, and they'll run it right up to the fullback, straight ahead for some yardage inside the 20, close to a first down at the 17-yard line.
It's the bus, Nick Sumter.
Boy, they're moving it pretty good.
Right up the gut there. And yeah, you keep mentioning this O-line is completely revamped from last season. Massive upgrade from the makeshift line we had last year. So definitely a new look for us and aiding to the run game and to that pass protection as well. So,
boy, the talented quarterback, too, back. Tough customer to say the least. Calabrese looking it over. 3rd and short. Gonna roll out to the far flat. Intercepted. Picked off along the far sideline. Benjamin Little.
Benjamin Little with the pick. And Pete rolling right into the glare of the sun here. We got a sharp, what is this, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock glare coming right in this direction, which is right where Pete was looking. He's looking for Evan Flowers there on the sidelines.
So each team with a turnover on their first series. So Chicago gets to reset the deck here after fumbling the opening kickoff.
Yeah, and apologies once again. We were set to go live at 6:15. We missed the ceremony for firefighter Michael Altman of Chicago Fire Department, who was lost in the line of duty a month ago.
So Adam Tapling at quarterback. He's back for another year with the Enforcers. Steps up, launches one to the near side, incomplete. As that was intended for Dante Birchfield.
Everybody looking to see if a flag was coming out there for that potential late hit, but happy to see no laundry on the field right now.
Well, this is a crucial game in the standings too, Andy. I know we'll get into that later on here in the telecast, but boy, this is a big football game for both squads here.
Well, Chicago reached the national championship last year, hung with the NYPD up until the final couple drives of that game. The final score was a 2-score game, but it was a lot closer than what that score would indicate. So this Chicago Enforcer team definitely sees himself as a national championship contender. And
So
this is a make or break, lose one kind of league and you're out of it. So every game is critical.
no doubt about it. Chicago 2-0, FDNY 1-1. Tapling, quarterback draw, going to keep it himself, and he'll negotiate his way across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Going to set up a 3rd down and long. And you talked about that FDNY defense, Andy. They are stout across the top.
Yeah, if we can get a look at the starting lineup for the defense of the FDNY, traditionally we go 3-4, but we're coming out in a 4-3 to start things out this week. And we'll see where Tapling goes with this.
So 3rd down and long for Chicago.
Looking at about a 3rd and 7 here, Mike.
Correct. See what FDNY does. How many do they rush here? Going to rush 4. So Tapling sends a man in motion. With time, launching this one, roughing the intended receiver.
Overthrows Ruffin, which is somewhat of a tough task to do. Brandon Ruffin, one of the premier receivers in this league right now.
Back again as a CPD football player. Ruffin had just a remarkable season last year in leading Chicago to the NPSFL championship game.
Yeah, this is a dynamic offense. Multiple receivers. He mentioned Tapling, Adam Tapling, the quarterback. He's actually a Chicago firefighter, so he's part of the CFD playing with this Enforcer team.
Chris Lenti on to punt it away for Chicago. Chris, a Southside Chicago guy. Grew up in the St. Thomas More Parish neighborhood.
Punt gets off clean, nearly blocked. Did he get a piece of that? That was Zane Danoon with the pressure. They're going to let it bounce right at the 50.
At the 50-yard line. And that's where FDNY will take over. Now FDNY rolled into Chicago on Thursday.
Yeah, we got into Chicago. Majority of the team on Thursday. Had our walkthrough yesterday, team meetings last night. And then I'll tell you, today was the hardest part. It was just waiting around for this night game to kick off. Hours felt like days.
Yeah, I bet. Midfield now. Chicago going to rush 4. And from the gun, on the ground, they run it to that right side and bulldozing his way down to the 45-yard line again. Big, tough customer run by Nick Sumter. The running back, 5'8", 200, engine 74 for FDNY Fire.
Yeah, Sumter getting the start today.
Boy, they're running that right side. I mean, why not? Why not run it on that right side with Ryan and Kolodinsky? Just that seems to be the game plan going in. Run that football.
Yeah, there's some big boys in the trenches again.
Well, they're averaging
beef up front.
Yeah, they're averaging over 5 yards a rush so far early on.
Oh, that's a flag!
And now somebody jumped and somebody continued.
We'll pull up a replay of that.
That was big number 99 for Chicago. So encroachment, that'll go against Chicago. It'll mark them off. And here you see.
And he just kept going. Once he got those big legs moving, he couldn't pull up. But we'll take it. We like that.
You got a second and short now.
Like
does FDNY at the 41-yard line.
Anybody tuning in from Chicago side, I got to apologize up front. I do love this league, but I am a homer for the FDNY, having spent 24 years of my career with the department.
I sensed a little of that, Andy.
I got no shame about that, though, Mike.
Hey, 24 years. Man, what a career. Second and short. They'll run it again on the ground. Plenty for the first down inside the 40 down to the 35-yard line. And that looked like, is that Evan Flowers running the football?
No, that's
28.
That's big Trevor Elam. And he had an outstanding first game of our season. We played corrections department, rushed for well over 100. He's averaging probably about 8-9 yards a carry in that contest.
Boy, they are running that right side of that line, following the lead of Ryan, Kolodinsky, Olivier. You got Jonathan, Frank, Daniel up front.
Danny Oliver, the dancing bear, in the middle, playing center, one of the best, if not the best center in this league.
No doubt about it. And it's a play action, rolling left. Didn't fool anybody, but Calabrese able to get rid of it. Boy, good pressure up front. And they jumped it, and Chicago comes up with a big defensive spot there. Boy, that was a big move there. A couple guys came flying in and broke up that play, and Calabrese had to get rid of it. That's the first second and long for FDNY here on their third possession already here in this first quarter. Boy, they have been gifted with excellent field position here to start this evening's affair.
Yeah, you'd like to see us get 6 here.
A second down and 10.
Sustain a drive.
Calabrese to throw with pressure, launches it to the far sideline. It's caught. First down at the red zone.
It's Gerard Waterman with the catch there on the sidelines.
Boy.
Same spot he was looking before when he got picked, so the sun's not affecting him. It's definitely affecting me up here.
Well, you look at this throw here with pressure, launches it, And the receiver came back to bail out his quarterback. Love to see that.
Nice job of Gerard coming back, bailing Pete out with that little back shoulder.
Well, they're down to the 16-yard line. FDNY in the red zone now for the second time here in this opening frame.
This is where that revamped O-line really can create problems.
In the pocket, out to the near flat, wide open. Got a man 15-10.
It's Eric
5
Ortega,
down
the
to
captain.
The 2-yard line.
Eric Ortega, the captain, doing what he does.
Boy, Ortega, he just slipped right out back and plenty for the first down, and FDNY banging on the door to Pater. Well, you see him right here just coming right on out, and look at the room.
Short second one here, could pick up another first down.
Second and short.
Element to Calabrese's left.
You're gonna run it right here. Right back to the big fella. He's eaten up and dropped for a loss. Boy, the defensive front for Chicago got up there. Ento, Bell, and Simmons. Loss on the play.
Yeah, some big boys on this defensive front as well.
So now it'll bring up a third down and a little further for FDNY. Boy, what a push. Boy, Timothy Bell, John Simmons, Carlin Ento. Kent Drew, another factor tonight.
Got a nice crowd here tonight too, Mike. Nice venue here at Notre Dame College Prep High School in Niles, Illinois. I think you mentioned that earlier where we are. Just outside of O'Hare area of Chicago.
Calabrese had it blocked down by the big fella. It was Kenton Drew able to penetrate and break it up. And the drive for FDNY stalls. Boy, Drew with a big play up front. His first batted ball to go with a tackle for loss so far. Well, you see right here.
Wow. This has been the Achilles heels, finishing drives. This what did us in at the end of Tri-State. We pick up one first down, that game's over. We walk away with a win. Punt, and they come down with the miraculous touchdown with 20 seconds left to steal that one away from us. So I was mentioning you like to at least see them pick up the first down, get another set here.
Yeah, so Francis Cole going to try a field goal here. This one here, 26 yards. Clean snap, hold, kick on the way, and it is good. FDNY is on the board. They lead it 3-0.
Yeah, whenever you see Francis Cole come on the field, you could pretty much walk to the other room and expect to come back and see 3 more points on the board for the FDNY.
We'll step aside, and you're watching NPSFL football. FDNY leading it 3-0 in the first quarter. We'll be right back.
As we thank all who have served, we also renew our commitment to those who need us most. Together, we can ensure that our severely wounded veterans have homes where their service is honored each and every day. To all our veterans, we salute you, we thank you, and we stand with you, always.
Or no, it'll be me, Gary Sinise. The live read will be the Gary Sinise Foundation. Get ready, we'll go down on the field here to Tommy. And back here at Notre Dame College Prep High School in Niles, Illinois, sitting about 10 miles to the north of downtown Chicago, FDNY off a Cole 26-yard field goal. They lead it 3-0.
I don't know if I could talk enough about Francis Cole, but I've done so at length in my broadcasting career here. But tackle made by Alan Alvia.
So Chicago will
just at the 20. They're marking it right down right at the 20. So
Let's-
that's where Chicago will start this drive.
Yeah, let's bring in our third member of our broadcast team, Tommy Gilbert, down on the field. Tommy, what's the feel down there early on?
All right, maybe we don't have Tommy on the field. He's on the field. We'll get to him.
So Tapling going to come back out, 3-0 FDNY. Late first quarter here on the ground. They'll run it, and a short
Big
gain on the
Jonathan
play.
Walker. He's been getting a little more run here in the beginning. Used to seeing Bryant Piscascio. I know that's another name I have a hard time saying, but we'll just call him Speedy. That's what his teammates refer to him as. Coming up now with 2nd and 9 after that short little 1-yard gain.
So Tapling, he'll hand it off. And again, a slew of red and white jerseys.
This Speedy, who I was just talking about, Piscascio, coming in. He picks up a couple. We're looking at a 3rd and 6, so he got a 3rd and long here. But I was mentioning before, this enforcer receiving group. Start with 19, Brandon Ruffin. You also got 17, Trent Yancey. And then I'd be remiss to not mention Rob Kudzia, number 80, who just gave birth to his, well, he didn't give birth, but his wife Lee gave birth to their first daughter this past week. And so we want to make sure we say hello to Mia Jade and welcome to the world. And congratulations to the Kudzia family.
Absolutely. So 2nd down now and about 6. Tapling with plenty of time, gonna air it out deep downfield and single coverage incomplete.
That was
Trent
Yancey. Yancey on the
intended
target
receiver.
here.
So Yancey, well, he had a stellar year last year for the Enforcers. You see here good coverage in the secondary. Tapling with a ton of time, Andy.
Yeah, you got good protection back there. And unleashes a nice deep yard pass here. I'll tell you, that was pretty close to being completed. Yancey definitely had a step there, but just a little off the mark. That'll bring up a 4th and looks like 7 now.
Yeah, Lenti back and punt it away. One man standing back at the FDNY 40.
Yes, that's number 3, Rob Wheeler.
And Wheeler out of engine 249. Here's the punt.
Rat House.
And that'll take a Chicago roll and be down at the 33-yard line. You're watching the NPSFL. We'll be back in a moment.
Boy in Jamaica, I saw a firefighter climb into a burning building, put out the fire, and I knew then that's what I wanted to do. My Pro B class was the first class after 9/11. Well, I played football in college as well, so as soon as I got on the job, even as a Pro B, guys were like, all right, listen, you got to play for the football team. Our second year went to the championship and won against LA Fire, so it was a lot of fun. It's a whole different type of family concept. It's very cool. Fire duty is what we sign on for, but there's so many avenues on this job. As a mentor, I pay.
All right, we're back to live action here. Now we got number 17, Johnny Conklin, taking over on the center for the FDNY Bravest. And, starting the season by rotating. These 2 quarterbacks, one the veteran, one the young gunner.
Yeah, Conklin out of engine 294. On the ground, this time Chicago stuffs it out. Boy, Chicago now making some adjustments up front. They've been able to stymie FDNY in the last couple of runs.
So to start the season, they've been splitting series, going rotating out every couple series here, and they both had their share of success and some stumbles, but to this point, it's still been pretty neck and neck. Calgary's getting the starts, but Conklin definitely working into the mix. He's had some big moments in his FDNY career, Johnny Conklin.
Well, inside of 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter, 3-0 FDNY. And they're going to go to the air. Marker down, pass out to the far flat, incomplete.
He's looking for Flowers as well, a little overhead.
Looks like it's his offsides on Chicago, Andy.
Anything against Chicago I like. So let's keep moving. Let's keep moving downfield.
So that'll give him a first down. Boy, FDNY with a nice balance there. They started running right, and then a couple of pass plays to the far flat. A medley of looks here for FDNY offensively here early on.
Yeah, I'm probably going to mention this ad nauseum today, but again, that old line, it's just given a lot more options for this offense, especially back to the run game.
Hey, Chicago's showing blitz. They're going to throw underneath. Good catch, good play here across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Boy, that was either an audible at the line or somebody picked something up. They find Flowers for plenty and a first down FDNY.
Yeah, quick screen to the playmaker, Evan Flowers, number 2. Getting out to that right edge. Picking up the first down, moving the sticks.
Boy, ball possession in this first quarter. Over 10 and a half minutes for FDNY.
Go back to the ground.
Short gain on the play by Trevor Elam. Engine 155, FDNY fire.
The hot corner.
Oh, yeah?
He's out in Staten Island. Navy veteran as well. We salute that.
So the ball resting out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. As we dive inside of 1 minute to go here in the first quarter.
Like he lost the yard on that, so we're looking at 2nd and 11 now.
Yeah, 2nd down and 11. Chicago going to continue to rush 4. See what the linebackers do. Again, a screen to the near side. Chicago snuffs this one out. Big play down there at the 41-yard line.
They were ready for that.
Leading the charge, Carlin Ento, the defensive end out of District 8 Chicago Police.
Another quick screen to the right side here. That's Captain Eric Ortega.
And that'll do it here for the first quarter. FDNY leads at 3-0. You're watching NPSFL football. And back here in Niles, the Gary Sinise Foundation, serving the nation by honoring veterans, first responders, their families, and those in need. The Gary Sinise Foundation creates and supports unique programs designated to entertain, educate, inspire, strengthen, and build communities. While we can never do enough for our nation's heroes, we can always do a little more. Start of the second quarter.
Mike, I got to tell you, that first quarter moved as fast as my heart was racing with our technical difficulties to get this Pearlcast going today. I can't believe we're in the second already, but I'm happy we're up with the lead here. And so far shutting this enforcer offense down.
FDNY leading it 3-0 on a 26-yard Cole field goal. And that field goal would have been good from 40. So FDNY Really special teams and time possession the key for them. They stripped the opening kickoff and then capitalized later in the quarter with a 16-yard field goal. They'll go to the air. Pressure, gonna run across midfield.
This is what Johnny Cox loves to do. He lines up on the center, but he really sees himself as a running back with an arm, as opposed to a quarterback who can run. So
that's a big gain, boy. That's 12 yards.
yeah, he comes up with these.
Houdini looked like he was going to get taken down for a loss.
I'll tell you.
They're going to go for it here.
2020,
oh, no, they're going to put it away.
2022 Fun City Bowl. That's what those legs are what got us back in the game and ultimately winning it at the end.
Cole out of ladder 143, going to punt it away for FDNY. They're going to play field position, and why not? He'll get it away. It's a good one.
Oh, this is a beauty.
Boy,
Down
inside the 10.
We're down at the 5, pinned him again. Not only is he the best kicker, he's also the best punter in the league. And a lot of that comes from his special teams coordinator, Steve Orr, who's gotten the most out of him.
So Chicago with the football, but they're pinned up deep in their own end.
Stevie Orr, of course, the FDNY team president, synonymous with FDNY Bravest football. Longtime player, longtime coach. Just does everything. And we tease Steve that he's too soft on the players, but Francis might be one of his all-time favorites.
So Chicago and Tapling backed up in their own end. Adam Tapling, Chicago Fire Department quarterback here for the Enforcers. Chicago 2-0 on the season. There's a pass out to the near flat, incomplete.
Drop by Speedy.
With the drop there.
Fire still in this 4-3 defense, which is a different look than what we've run the last several years. Traditionally in a 3-4, but going with the little extra muscle up front.
Let's see if Chicago here, second and long, if they try to run their way out of this back end here.
I'll tell you, having the confidence to go in this 4-3 really speaks to the talent of this linebacking core.
And they'll run it off the left side. Not much there. A couple of guys there. Led by, boy, it looked like a couple of guys there on the stop. I think it was Joe leading the charge.
See what we got here. Big Denzel always pushing pockets. And that was Joe Ruggieri, rookie, at the mic playing middle linebacker for this team. And it's just what I was going to get into. You got Frank Zerbo, of course, recently named captain this season, number 44, veteran out of Wagner College. They got Joe Ruggieri, who was just recently, a couple years ago, part of a Cortland State first Division III national championship.
So third down and long here, Chicago needs to be careful. Pump fake right, gonna go for a home run downfield, has a man, just a touch too far.
That was Trent Yancey again he's looking for, but just a little bit too far, like you said.
Boy, Yancey's so explosive, and you just saw the wheels on the young gun just accelerate 5 yards past that line of scrimmage.
I want to mention the other linebacker in this trio right now today, Jason Carter on the right side, playing the outside linebacker today. But these guys have been all over, able to move sideline to sideline. They're good in coverage. They're good stopping the run. It's allowed this defense to try a couple different new things and new looks here.
Well, penalty on the play afterwards against FDNY, and that will give Chicago a first down. Oh, brother.
I missed the call on that. Did you see what that was?
And late flag came in, and It moves the chains for Chicago. Boy, that is a golden opportunity here for Chicago to get out of that hole. Now they sit. They'll move the football here out across the 20-yard line.
All right, well, while we try to figure out what that penalty was, ball's now at the 22.
Tampling to throw. Far flat has a man. Good gain at first down. It's Ruffin. Brandon Ruffin on the catch for Chicago. That's his first catch of the game. I mean, Ruffin able to pick up that first down and move the football, make it now a little second and easier. Remember, the penalty was the big one for Chicago, or excuse me, for FDNY, that moved it out of harm's way, and they're able to keep the drive moving. Again, out to Ruffin to the near side, has it, gets blocked, and is able to negotiate his way out across the 30 to the 34-yard line. A couple of guys on coverage on the play. That's Jason Carteron, the linebacker, 6'1", 215 out of Engine 249, able to chase the receiver down, but not before Chicago picks up a first down. They move it out to the 35-yard line.
Another guy out of 249, 113, the Rat House, playing for this Bravest football team. I was mentioning Johnny Conklin and his heroics against the NYPD in our Fun City Bowls. I also want to mention Chris Rigoli, the cop killer, who's had his fair share of success in the past.
So the ball out across the 30 to the 35 for Chicago. As we wind down here in this second quarter, 3 minutes played. Tapley with a little more confidence back there now. Has had time. They're going to go to the fullback straight ahead for a couple, and that's it. Boy, Denzel Wilson on the stop. Defensive lineman, 6'4", 290, ladder 113 for FDNY on the stop. They ran that ball right up the middle. Well, Chicago desperate to try to get a running game going. They're committed to it. Let's try to move the football and pop it. And Chicago has had some success on the edges offensively. See how FDNY plays it. Do they stay single coverage? Looks to be so. Second down at 9. Tapling with time. Now throws underneath. Incomplete.
In. Ref right on top of that. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 here. That was intended for Rob Kudzia, new father that we were just talking about.
Kudzia with a good effort. Kudzia back playing football for the Enforcers. Was one of the key ingredients to their run to the NPSFL championship game last year. Boy, they had some really talented guys that played pretty good. Canton Drew, another one for Chicago, defensive lineman. Boy, he's already had a blocked, batted down ball and a tackle for loss. It's broken up a couple of plays. 3rd down and long for Chicago. 5 receiver set. Tapling steps up. Gonna try to run. He lost the football. Ball on the turf.
Oh, no, it's not. It's not.
No, he held on to it.
That's that glare. I'm sorry. I got you with that one.
Tapling tackled for a short gain. Where that pocket closed awfully fast, Dandy.
Yeah, and apologies for the miscommunication. It looked like it came loose there, but it was
It may have bounced right back up into his chest.
No, I don't think it came out. If you got glare on your TV, we'll just let you know we are eye level with the sun right now. So this is
They're going to go for it, Andy. 4th down, they're going. Nope, they're going to quick punt it. Tapling going to kick it. It's a good one. Good punt inside the 30, rolls inside the 20, and down at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, this is part of their set. They'll line up and they'll do that quick kick with tackling, kind of keep you out of punt return formations, and they'll take what they get on the yardage.
They got a great roll on that one.
Yeah, that's usually his MO with this. He usually gets those rolls, so right out of their normal playbook, seeing that one.
So FDNY with the football and the lead as we play here in the second quarter. FDNY 1-1 on the 2026 campaign as they set up with their red tops, white pants, white numerals. Chicago gonna rush 4.
Johnny Conklin still under center in the backfield for the Bravest. Handoff goes to Sumter up the middle.
Nice gain and first down. Good tackle made.
Nice little tote for the bus. Picked up about 3 on that. Oh, they give him 5, according to the PA announcer here.
Well, they run and then they come in top, and boy, good tackle by, good pursuit there. Look at it stretch there by.
All right, now looking at the yard marker, looks like I was right.
To be. And
we're looking at 2nd and 7 here.
Screen to the near side, and that play goes nowhere.
Makes a difficult catch, but brings him to the ground. It's momentum going backwards. That was a very talented player. He started as a DB with this team. Played his college ball at Long Island University, CW Post, and switched over to wide receiver full time a couple seasons ago. But he's one of the best athletes in the program right now.
So it brings up a 3rd down and 11 for FDNY. Yeah, they might just
lost 4 on that, so we're looking at 3rd and 11 here.
3 receivers set. Linebackers blitzing, pressure coming. Out to the far flat, it's caught with room. 25, 30, 35, 40. Plenty for an FDNY first down.
Yeah, that's Trevor Elam out of the backfield. Showing he's got hands as well as the legs. He's going to pick up the first down, like you said, with that big chunk of yardage, shy 20 here.
Oh, the nifty move at the quarterback slot.
I was just mentioning Evan Flowers going from DB to wide receiver. Trevor started as a linebacker with this team, but he was a all-city running back for Wagner High School.
Look, Chicago's made some good adjustments defensively. FDNY with just a couple of big athletic plays. 4-man front. Was Chicago able to start getting some room inside that offensive line? They'll run it to the right side. There it is again. Boy, they're moving pretty good, Andy.
Yeah,
those defensive linemen.
Trying to hit that right side.
They want to go back to the.
For Kolodinsky, as you mentioned. Line up at right tackle.
Loss on the play, 2nd and about 11.
Big Malik Maverick playing right guard right now as well. Danny Oliver at center, as we said. Nate Ryan left guard, and Frank Nakaradu playing left tackle. Happy to see him, the development he's made over the years.
So Conklin out of engine 294, rolling to his left, trying to square up and throw.
He's got
downfield, got a man.
He's got Waterman.
First down, FDNY.
Big play. Big play getting behind the DBs, 2 of them at that.
Birchfield and Diaz on the coverage. Birchfield with the tackle, but not before FDNY capitalizes.
Here's a little fun fact for Gerard Waterman. He's a pilot, Mike. He's got his pilot's license. He's up to about 500 hours of flight time. Not something you see every day or people you meet every day.
So first down and 10 after 37 yards on the reception.
Go to Ortega in the backfield again.
Got a man in the seam.
Right, that's Rob Wheeler.
8 yards on first down.
Rob Wheeler, another dynamic athlete for this offense. He played football at Maritime College.
And Conklin planted really well and just rifled that one to him.
He's found the rhythm right now.
Found that little soft spot.
But we got to finish these drives here.
Second down and short. Approaching 5 minutes to play, second quarter.
Ortega still in the backfield, lined up to Conklin's right. Motions out left.
Looking left, going for it all, near corner. He's got a man inside the 5, first down at the 3-yard line.
He's got the
marker down, let's check it.
was hauled in by Tommy Herrick. He's a captain now. Calling the senior man because he's been on this team for a decade and a half. Was going to call it quits, but he also just had a newborn recently. So he wanted to come back, put something on film to be able to show his son in the future. And that one is certainly going to be something that gets replayed over and over in the Herrick household. Congratulations again to the Herrick family on the newborn.
So FDNY knocking on the door here.
Now you got that big O line. I would imagine you see Elam come back in here. I don't know, it's Nick Sumter, the bus. Don't be surprised to see Conklin keep.
First and goal. And now a whistle and a timeout, Chicago. With that, we'll step aside. 3-0 FDNY. We'll be back after this.
We are NYPD officers, members of the community. We are a step ahead. We are first responders, protectors, and mentors. We are NYPD officers. Join us with over 300 specialized units and lucrative advancement opportunities. Be the change. Join the NYPD now. Visit nypdrecruit.com to learn more.
Back here in Niles, 3-0 in favor of FDNY as they are marching toward pay dirt.
What do you do here, Mike? What's your call?
Run the football. Run that ball, particularly on that right side of that line. Well, Chicago needs a stop here. If you can hold FDNY to a field goal, well, you feel you're right in the thick of it here.
Oh, I don't like that talk. We got first and goal here from the 1. We're not looking for 3 here. We're looking for 6.
They'll run it to the right side.
He's close.
Down inside the 1-yard line. Whoa, the big fella came barreling through there.
Gets it to the inch line.
Sumter, 5'8", 200 out of Engine 74. You see him here. They ran it to the right side like we suspected, Andy, but Chicago pursued nicely.
You know what? I go right back to Sumter here.
The ball resting right at the 1-yard line.
Right up the gut here. Just mentioning Big 99, Danny Oliver, the Davidson Bear at center.
The slotted 3 to the near side.
I'm running right behind my man if I'm Nick right now.
On the ground,
and
straight ahead, big stick. I don't think he made it. Is he in? Touchdown.
He's in.
Touchdown FDNY.
It's 6. I'm pleasantly surprised right now. We're very capable of putting this up with this offense, but it's nice to see it all coming to fruition because one of the drawbacks of this league is obviously the timing and the limited amount of availability you have for practice and get the reps, get everybody on the same page. But this is our ceiling. This is what we're capable of. You see, everything's clicking right now, so I like this trajectory and momentum going into the half. If we can keep it with this 2-score lead. Still a lot of time on the clock for Chicago with 3:31 before we hit the halfway mark, but
Cole on for the point after.
It is blocked.
And it is blocked by Chicago. The enforcers come up with the block. Play still alive. Boy, Chicago continuing to get good pressure up the middle.
I don't want to mention any names, but somebody's definitely not going to be happy about that.
Boy, the pressure right up the gut. There's the block. Looked like that was Carlin Ento. Able to block it, get his hand on it.
Failed to mention when Gerard Waterman made that big reception. He's a member of the Hillside Hurricanes, engine 298, ladder 127. And we're going to get into another live read here for Globe Life Insurance, Globe Life Family Heritage. Globe Life Insurance provides accidental and supplemental health coverage for first responders for the times we least expect it. It's peace of mind coverage for on and off the job, including accidents and injuries, ICU stays, cancer, heart attacks, and strokes. Contact National Representative Paige Drain for your free quote today by scanning the QR code. And I'd like to give a special mention to Paige Drain, who's been phenomenal since being introduced to this league. She's down in Dallas right now with the Defenders team, and she'll be back in Chicago. She's from the Chicago area, Mike, but she'll be back here tomorrow. She's going to be coming to address our team. So
good Midwesterner down south.
Very, very good person, Paige Drain is. So give her a call today.
All right, on the kickoff, see if Chicago can get a return here. They turn the corner and out across the 25 to the 27. That's where Chicago will set up shop here with 3.5 to go. You know, you talk about the players in the NPSFL. They just don't receive any financial or time support. This is all organic and only possible with sponsors and support. I mean, each player does this on his own time and dime, Andy.
Yeah, we're all out here completely on our own, like you said. That includes figuring out a way to get your tours covered at at work, to be able to have the time off for this 4-day stretch, to get out here, shore up all your things with your family at home, everything like that. But these road trips are, this is what it's all about, the bonding experience. You can't get this in any other sport. You can't get this for most people once you finish playing high school or college. You don't think this exists for you anymore. So that's what's so special about this league, is to be able to play at this kind of competitive level.
Tappling under pressure.
Getting chased. Is that
dumps it off. Got a man with room. Far sideline 30, 35, first down. Out to the 38-yard line.
Brought down by
Robert Kuzia, the wide receiver, out of
Ruggieri.
District 4. Boy, Tapling hung in there and was able to just stay up long enough.
See Big John Cunningham on the chase here. Just not enough to get there, Tapling. Able to get just enough on that. That's Rob Kuzia, the new father, getting chased down by Joe Ruggieri here. Say hello to the Ruggieri family as well. Father Vinny, Mom Joanne. I know they're watching this broadcast back in New York.
Tapling going home run, single coverage. Yancey, he had it and couldn't hang on to it. Boy, Yancey with an exquisite effort.
I told you, that 3:31 was a lot of time here. We're only 50 seconds into that. We're flirting with disaster right now.
Boy, time, and boy, Tapling put it right on the numbers. Good effort, just backpedaling it up in the ground, kind of shook it free.
What do they say? Sometimes better to be lucky than good. I'll take that one.
Boy, Yancey, again, you see that breakaway speed, Andy. It's deceptive. And a timeout now on the field, taken by Chicago.
This is a complete receiver group for the Enforcers.
So 2.5 to go. FDNY leading it 9-0. Well, you talk about sponsorships and the need for more to truly reach the levels that the NPSFL strives for here at the NPSFL Network. If you are interested in partnerships with the NPSFL, please contact Andy Singleton. He is the Director of Marketing at npsfl.network@gmail.com.
I think I know that guy.
Yeah. Boy, Andy, you do a terrific job with this league. You're a retired firefighter, 24 years of service. Then on top of that, you come in, you come here, you see what this league is all about. You followed it for a long time, and you've taken that and really have grown this thing really incredibly in your short time at the helm.
Yeah, it's a labor of love, Mike. But I'm happy and proud to do it. I consider it an honor. This career, I kind of walked backwards, luckily, into this career, largely part because of 9/11, which we're coming up on the 25th anniversary now.
Underneath coverage, passes caught, good stick on the catch. Brian Pescaccio, the running back, Cook
beauty.
County.
Getting tracked down by number 50, Joe Ruggiero. You can call his name all day.
Hey, Ruggiero, I mean, my goodness, the wheels on that young man. Pescaccio's a pretty fast customer.
But,
Clock running now, 2:15. Chicago with one timeout. Big third down here.
To your question, though, I was on this department 20 years, and I just thought we had a team. I had no idea the level of caliber of play that existed. So it's been an honor and a blessing to come down. And I just want to get the word out there. I just want more people to know about this because I think these guys really, truly deserve the attention and the recognition for it.
No doubt about it. Carlos Holmes, the defensive lineman on the stop, 6 foot 230, out of Engine 225.
53 Los. He's been a big addition to this team. He came on last year with linebacker 49, Jay Carter on, and been a big boost to this defense. On that note as well, I want to say big thanks to the Alumni Association for the FDNY Bravest team. Paul Newman, Mike McPartland, Dan Sullivan doing a tremendous job taking over from Mike Highland, running it. We talk so much about family, and it really is just it's a big family within a bigger family of the entire FDNY, and it's it's just a really nice thing to be a part of. And,
Boy, no doubt. And again, these guys, their time and their dime. They go out and fundraise. They practice, put together a schedule to come out and play. And it's an outlet for some of them. It's a stress reliever. And not only that, it's just fun for the guys.
It's absolutely a mental health and well-being avenue and outlet. Not everybody likes going just to the gym or running on a treadmill. I'm one of those guys. I need something competitive, which is why I'm now letting myself get a little away. Inside joke for those who know. But it's truly one of the bigger rewards I get is seeing the players say how much they appreciate these broadcasts and this league and how much it means to be able to put the pads back on because it's not something they thought they'd be doing again in their lives.
So 4th down and 7. Boy, Tapling and the Enforcers desperate for a first down here. They're going to punt it away. Quick punt again. And this one is fumbled. Ball at the 27. Chicago has it. Loose football. Chicago covers it up. Andrew Pena.
Andrew Pena.
And there's the window. There's the crack
down
for Chicago here.
Timmy Dollison back deep. This is how they'll get you with this with this quick kick, they'll line up like they're going for it on 4th down. They'll give you that quick kick and take their chances and pay it off there.
Taplin under pressure, rolling, and wisely throws it away.
And that's the frustrating part about Adam Taplin. He's chasing him down. He's got that innate ability to just get it out the last second and avoid these sacks. But the pressure's been there.
So 2nd down and 10. If you're Chicago, timeout on the field.
You know, as fast as that first quarter went, this last minute 30 has been dragged.
Folks, if you want to jump in with the NPSFL and truly reach the levels that the league loves to strive for, is the NPSFL network. If you are interested in partnerships, please contact Andy Singleton, the Director of Marketing at npsfl.network@gmail.com. This league has teams in the Midwest, down south, out east, out west.
Yeah, this league started in 1998. Actually, it originally started in 1997 as an all-police league. Quickly got remade to include fire. So since 1998, at its peak, it had 28 teams nationwide in it. We're currently down to 12. But it's high-stakes football. It's bragging rights. It's that mental health and well-being. It's a bonding experience for you and your brothers on the.
Taplin going home run near corner for Ruffin. Incomplete. Marker down. It'll be 1st and goal, Chicago.
That's a big play right there. You don't want these 50-50 balls with him because he's going to come down with them more times than not.
Boy,
not,
Brandon Ruffin. Talented. Had a terrific season last year with the Enforcers.
I missed the number on that. All right, well, let's see what they got. This clock is not moving. How are we still at 136? There might be some homerism going on here. Michael?
So they'll place the ball after the penalty at the 13-yard line. Chicago with a 1st down. They can pick up another one inside the 5.
Actually standing next to the clock operator. I might have to keep my eye on him.
They're going to run 4 receivers. And Adam again will take the snap. Pressure coming to the back of the end zone.
He had him.
He had Ruffin. But credit that push up front. And Taplin unable to connect with Ruffin.
He had him. All right, we're at 90 seconds here until we hit the half.
So
ball at the 12.
They'll put it down. 2nd down and 10. Chicago 2-0 on the season. FDNY 1-1. This is a pivotal game for both squads if they want to make it to the championship. And now New York doesn't see something that doesn't look right, and they'll use one of their 3 allotted timeouts here in the 1st half.
Yeah, this will definitely change the tone pending these final 90 seconds of the 1st half here. But it's been a well-played game so far. You see the talent on both sides of the ball for both teams.
FDNY showing really able to run the football in that 1st quarter, but then completing some big passes. Good balance for FDNY. Chicago trying to keep the mojo going after a couple of penalties, and they're in a good position here. Have to come away with points.
We mentioned Carlos Holmes before. He's actually one of our spotlight players today. He's out of Engine 225, called 2 1/4. Played at Campus Magnet High School, a little semi-pro as well with the New York Rebels in 2016. But he's been a big addition to the D-line. He says, this team allows me to do something I never thought I'd do again in life, and I'm grateful for that. I give full effort to make sure I earn my place on this team.
Right, 4 tackles here in the first half for Holmes. 2 for loss. But big opportunity here for Chicago. Can they cash in? They'll run left. Upended for a loss.
Huge
Whoa,
play by
brother.
91, John Cunningham.
6'2", 270 on a ladder, 135. Cunningham.
The Myrtle Turtles. Myrtle Avenue in Queens.
Boy, that was a huge play for FDNY. Look at Cunningham.
Another
just getting
former
in there.
college player. Played at Albany. I believe it was Albany.
Well, look, the discipline, too, on the defense. He had the angle, took the shoestring tackle, rather than try to just plow him over.
Well, he took a year off and came back this year, and he's been it's been a welcome return to have Big 91 back on that D-line.
Kudzi on the catch there.
Clock still moving here. We're
Gets
down
a
to
little bit on the
45.
back. So Chicago now, clock running with 33 seconds. 4th down and 12, Chicago.
Well, this is interesting here. They're going for it rather than looking for the 3.
Tapling gonna throw. Fade near corner for Ruffin.
He's out of bounds.
Caught it.
He's out of
Is he
bounds.
out?
He's out of bounds. Huge play by number 7, Khalifa Forbes, the corner for FDNY.
Ruffin with a great effort.
Stayed with him stride for stride. Pushed out of the back of the end zone. That'll turn the ball over. Huge, huge, huge momentum change right there.
Boy, Ruffin with great hands. Hauled it in, just ran out of real estate back there in that near corner, that back pylon. Good coverage defensively, good throw, just all around good play.
These last 3 minutes felt like an eternity, but you got to see a lot of intensity right there. Intense moments, I should say.
Now you think FDNY will probably just take a knee here and head to the locker room.
I would hope so.
They lead it 9-0. And that's just what they will do. They take a knee, and FDNY making the road trip to Niles, Illinois. And they head to the dressing room, leading Chicago by a score of 9-0.
All right, we're going to jump down to Tommy Gilbert on the sidelines. He's got Chicago head coach Jay Slater as they're heading into the locker room. Get a quick word from the head coach here. We're going to take a quick break after that, and then we'll be back with a special guest in booth for an interview here and recap the first half and preview the second. Stand by for a moment. We're going to see if we can get Jason Slater, head coach of Chicago Enforcers.
Well, FDNY.
All right. Well, we might scratch that.
FDNY with the lead here at the break, 9-0.
All right, we're going to go to a break. Or do we have them? We might have them now. All right, we'll have him in a moment, potentially. He's in a heated exchange with some of his coordinators right now. I should have misrepresent that. It's not heat, but here we go.
All right, here we go.
We're here down on the field with head coach Jason Slater. Jason, so many weapons on offense for you guys. How do you get them going in the second half?
Just got to execute. I mean, that's the bottom line. We put the work in. We know where we're missing. Just got to execute, one play at a time.
Happy with what you've seen out of your defensive line so far, especially?
These guys are gassed. They're horses, though. So we knew what we were getting into with this game. It's kind of right where we thought we'd be. So go in, tweak a couple things, come back out, and go from there.
Sounds great, Coach. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Back to you, Mike Nandy.
All right, thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that. And that's a tough interview to do real quick, coming off, especially that momentum change right at the end there, where you thought you might have a touchdown and totally change the outcome of how you're going into the locker room. But with that, let's go take a quick break. We'll be back in a couple minutes and recap the first half and tell you all the other things we were going to do pregame that we missed out on. But we'll catch up to speed when we get back after this.
We get a closer look at some of our country's bravest citizens and heroes among us. It's a clear blue sunny day in New York City, and Frank Siller is walking towards the Freedom Tower in the heart of Manhattan. For the last 21 years, his mind goes back to a day that we'd all like to forget.
I want you all to know.
But he and his family are on a mission to make sure that September 11th is never forgotten. Like many New Yorkers, he was personally affected by the tragedy that unfolded that day.
Well, Stephen was the youngest of 7. He was our little brother for the Siller family. When he was born, my father was 49 and my mother was 44. So he was our little miracle. I was closest in age with Stephen, and I was 14 years older than him. And then as Stephen was growing up, our dad passed away when he was 8.5 years old. And I remember how upset we all were, but most certainly Stephen was devastated.
Raised by his older brothers, he was attracted to a life of service, in large part due to the influence of a family that took great pride in helping others.
On September 11, 2001, Stephen was just finished his night tour in Squad 1 in Brooklyn. He was on his way home, actually, to play golf, but he heard on his radio scanner that the towers were hit. He drove back to his firehouse. His company had already responded, so he drove back to his firehouse and got his gear. Put his gear in his truck, drove to the mouth of the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. Now, this tunnel connects Brooklyn with downtown Manhattan. It's not far away from Ground Zero when you come out the other side of the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. The tunnel was closed for security reasons, so there's an eyewitness that told me that Stephen's car came to a screeching halt. He hopped out, put his gear on, and jogged into that tunnel. And he ran through that tunnel, which is nearly 2 miles long. Last seen alive, west on Liberty Street, went into what we believe was the South Tower, because that's where all 11 Squad 1 members that he worked with perished. No doubt up the stairs, saving people, but while doing so, he gave up his own life. You know, finding out what he did that day, we knew as a family we wanted to do something to honor his sacrifice. A friend of my brother Stephen's, Billy Codd, called me up. He said, Frank, how about if we do a run? I said, Billy, you know, that's great. I don't mind doing a run, but, you know, I want to do something very unique. It's very special. He goes, I'm talking about a run through the tunnel like Stephen did. He was overcome with emotion, because when you hear the right thing, there's no doubt that you have to do it.
That epiphany sounded great on paper, but Frank wondered if he would ever be able to cut through the red tape necessary to shut down a major artery in the heart of the city.
All we want to do is retrace his final heroic footsteps. The guy's overcome with emotion, gets out from the back, hugs me. He's crying. And he says, we're going to get this done. He calls up somebody from the Bridge and Tunnel Authority. In 15, 20 minutes, we had the streets closed and the tunnel closed. And it was the beginning of a miracle, of many miracles that were to be.
The first event in 2002 drew approximately 1,500 participants. Now, 20 years later, the run is expected to draw upwards of 40,000, with people from all walks of life eager to be a part of honoring the fallen and giving back to the countless heroes who were born out of our nation's darkest hour.
We have 2,500 West Point cadets that run in cadence. We have the Marines Corps. We have cops from all over the United States, firefighters that run in gear from all over the United States. They all want to emulate what my brother did, you know, running in gear. It's just a very emotional event. So it's grown to be this incredible event. It's the most important event that we do every year, because our first mission at the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is to never forget.
Tunnel to Towers has impacted thousands of lives since its inception. Everything from mortgage-free homes for fallen first responders to golf outings, and of course, the event that started it all, the 5K run that traces the heroic path of Stephen Siller.
Stephen Siller will be remembered as being a hero because he laid down his life for his country.
All right, we're back here at halftime. FDNY leading Chicago Enforcers 9-0. Got about a little under 8 minutes before we kick off the second half, but I'm here with Dan DeFranza, the head coach of the varsity football team at Notre Dame College Prep, where we're playing today. So I got to first ask, first of all, thank you. This is a phenomenal facility. I mean, we don't have, I don't think our colleges in New York come close to this. So it's a tremendous honor to be playing here, and thank you for that.
Well, this is actually a really big honor for us to be hosting something like this. We were, I know we've attempted and made some efforts to host over the past years, and to finally make this happen is really special for us. We made this into a big event for our community here, in particular our football program. So we are beyond thrilled to be hosting this event, and we hope to make it an annual thing going forward.
Well, that would be phenomenal. I would love it if it could be us. I don't know if we'd come every year, but maybe every other year.
Right.
But definitely, supporting the NPSFL and whoever Chicago's hosting. So tremendous venue, great crowd here today. Saw your team earlier. They were here with you. We were trying to get you on the sidelines earlier, but for everybody who's watching, we have a couple hiccups here. But is this your first exposure to the NPSFL? I mean, I know you mentioned you were trying to get this going with Chicago before, but is this the first game you've actually seen live in this league?
It is. I was at one several years ago. Actually, there's a connection with my coaching staff here that my varsity defensive backs coach, Captain Pat Gallagher on the Chicago Fire Department, was actually the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Fire Department team before they merged with the police department. Okay. So, and he used to run a lot of our defensive schemes from here with them. So, and I did go to a game at Hanson Stadium a number of years ago here in the city, but very happy to host this. And I didn't know until last year that there was a merger between the police and the fire department team. And, one of the things that stands out to me about hosting something like this and my exposure to this is the reason that these games are taking place for charity. That is the Gold Star and the Gold Badge, and where this money goes to the families that need it and the charities of the police and fire department. That's what stands out to me the most, and that's what makes it most effective for us to want to do something like this, is because where this money goes and who it supports is everything that we're about.
Absolutely.
We're on the north. We're in Niles, but it's really close to the northwest side of the city of Chicago, and that neighborhood is just filled with police officers and firemen. So that's kind of our bread and butter here. Are the first responders and the laborers and the hardworking blue collar people of the city of Chicago live on the northwest side, and that's a lot of our families here at Notre Dame. So it's mutually beneficial. I mean, I would say that when I asked my football team, my varsity team of about 60 kids who are here tonight, I asked them how many of their family members are first responders, and about 40 of them raised their hand.
Oh, wow.
So that makes it really important for us in what we do. And on another note, I'm the son of a Chicago police officer as well. He has passed by now, but he was 33 years lieutenant on the Chicago Police Force. He was a very, very proud police officer for the city of Chicago. So wow. I'm a proud son of a cop, and my dad was very proud to be a Chicago police officer.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss, and we thank you for his service.
Yeah.
We thank him for his service. But what did your kids think? What did they think of this action?
Well, it wasn't hard to get kids out to volunteer for tonight.
Okay.
Sometimes when you ask kids, especially in the off season, to give up a Saturday night, you might meet some resistance. There was absolutely no resistance. There was actually a lot of emails from parents responding to what a wonderful thing that we are doing to host tonight. And I just think it's part of us giving back. I'm personally, and I know my coaching staff and the school, the police and fire departments mean everything to us. And in light of the recent tragedies in Chicago with fireman Altman and Officer Bartholomew, and we pray. My football team last night, we had a lift last night, and part of our prayer was for the recovery for Officer Crespo as well. So we will do anything we can to support the Chicago Police and Firemen. And actually, it's wonderful to host FDNY as well. That is, we've all followed what's happened, especially over the last 25, 26 years, and how we fell in love with the about New York's finest since, especially since 2001. And it is truly, as head coach here and assistant athletic director, it's truly an honor to host the FDNY here.
Well, we appreciate that. We're happy to be here. I got one more quick question for you. Who's your big rival, and what's your outlook for your season looking like?
Yeah, so we have a lot of guys coming back this year. We have about, to me, the bread and butter of a football team is what happens up front. We have 4 offensive linemen returning up front. Okay. We got a quarterback returning. I think the outlook for we're having a pretty good offense this year. We're replacing some guys defensively in the defensive backfield. We do have local rivalries here. But every game on our schedule is big. We play in the best conference in the state of Illinois, and it's probably one of the best conferences in the United States of America, the Chicago Catholic League. Every single week, you better bring your lunch pail. Every single week. I mean, on Saturday night, you play a Friday night game, you turn on that film on Saturday, and it's like, here we go again.
Yeah.
Everybody's really good. And we're having a great off season, by the way. Thanks for asking, but we're having an unbelievable off season.
All right.
And
love to hear.
We talk about our main thing here is RFV, relentless football violence. So everything we train for is trying to create that. I have tremendous buy-in for my program. I have great senior leaders coming that are going to be seniors next year in leadership, and I appreciate asking that question. I think we have a chance to be a really good football team this year.
I love it. Well, we're going to be rooting for you as well.
I appreciate that.
And happy to, like I said, happy to be here. Would love to form a long-standing relationship.
Absolutely.
With the league, with the enforcers, and anybody coming in as a guest to play them. But
yeah, I can't emphasize enough what a pleasure it is for us to be able to host you guys today. I feel like we're good hosts. I hope we're good hosts, and I'd like to do this more. And just how much respect and appreciation I have for this league and what they play for and what they do for a living. I can't respect a profession any more than I respect police officers and firemen.
Well, we greatly appreciate that, and so far you guys have been phenomenal hosts.
Awesome.
Hopefully we maintain this lead and come out of here with the win, and we'll see if you're still gracious host before we leave here. But it's been a tremendous honor and a privilege, and thank you for hosting us. And you want to give shout out your team and your program again?
Yeah, again, Notre Dame College Prep in Niles, Illinois. It's a really wonderful place. The foundation of our school is based on faith, scholarship, and service. We're sponsored by the Brothers of Holy Cross, and we try to develop here at Notre Dame high-character individuals. Yes, we want to win football games and in all sports, but the number one thing is to create high-character individuals. People that are going to be better sons because they go here. They're going to be good husbands and good fathers someday, and a good productive member of society. That's our number one goal here, is to raise good young men.
All right, love to hear it. Well, thank you for your time.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me up to the booth.
Appreciate it.
Take care, guys. Have a good second half.
All right, you too. Thank you. And I'm going to bring Mike back in. We're waiting to see. We're going to try to get FDNY head coach Cam Peak coming out of the locker room. I don't see the Bravest coming out yet. I don't want to go to a break, and then we miss out on that. But maybe we'll hit a quick 30-second commercial, and then come back with some sideline reporting. And
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Captain Vish introduced me to the FDNY right here 21 years ago.
We outfitted him in John Plant's captain's outfit, put him on a truck with an axe, and they responded to an alarm. I remember that like it was yesterday.
And that night that I came here to the firehouse really began to galvanize a devotion and a commitment to serving our first responders that manifested itself into the creation of our first responder outreach program at the Gary Sinise Foundation.
More good came out of 9/11 than evil, and the good is a guy like Gary Sinise.
And back here in Niles, Illinois, about 10 miles north of downtown Chicago, at Notre Dame College Prep High School. Mike Fraser joined by Andy Singleton. And Andy, you just concluded a conversation with the Notre Dame high school head football coach.
Yeah, Dan DeFranza, head coach and assistant athletic director. I'd play for him. He got me fired up. I'm ready to go.
A terrific guy. He's been here for a long time. Second-year head coach, but dozens of assistant coaching experience here at Notre Dame College Prep High School. And they're an 8A program, which is one of the big boys at the high school level here in the state of Illinois.
So let me just refresh the crowd real quick, those watching at home. So we had we were set to go live at 6:15, 7:15 Eastern, and we had a couple things going on. Pre-game ceremony. One was for firefighter Michael Altman from Chicago Fire Department, who lost his lifeline of duty about a month ago. It was a nice little tribute here. His family was here. Had a couple fire trucks up with the American flags and ceremonial units for the Chicago Police Department and the Chicago Fire Department and the pipes and drums. Also made mention of police officer John Bartholomew, who also just recently lost his life about a week or so ago.
Tragic.
I hate to say it, but it just kind of comes with the territory of what we do, which is why things like this are so vital and necessary. We mentioned in mental health and well-being and just an outlet to channel that. Just get the stress and the trauma that we endure on a daily basis, have an outlet for that. In a competitive, but friendly environment. We're all friends before and after. We hate each other during the games, but, before and after, we're all part of one big family.
Yeah.
And now we got Coach Peak. So we're going to go over to FDNY head coach Cameron Peak on the sidelines.
We're here with FDNY head coach Cameron Peak. Coach, your defense was pretty much able to shut down a couple big weapons with the secondary. What did you think of that defense in the first half?
A lot of bend over. We got to get up in the second half. We're looking to control the ball on offense. We got the ball here in the second half. We're looking to go down and score and just close the game out. Conklin
looked really good in relief in the second quarter. What's the quarterback plan going forward?
Same as before. That's what we do. 2 quarterback system. We like the way they gel together and keep the offense rolling. All right, looking to close this out.
Good luck, Coach. Thanks. Back to you guys, Mike and Andy.
All right, thank you for that, Tommy.
Thank you, Tommy. Yep, and FDNY in good shape here, up 9-0 as both teams make their respective returns from their dressing rooms.
Yeah, Red marching back on the sidelines. We're almost ready to get back to kick off the second half, see where we go from here. Sun has now set so I can see again, but with that, I am now freezing again. So bear with me if there's any shivering. So anyway, I was mentioning the pregame. Let's go through a couple of these players' spotlights. And next one we had up was Evan Flowers. We've seen him all over the place this first half. Just mention how tremendous of an athlete he is. Played at Long Island University CW Post. He's out of Engine 221, South Side in Brooklyn, New York. And he says playing for the FDNY means every down carries weight for those who came before us, those beside us now, and the pride and honor we carry for those to come in the future. This league, the NPSFL, gives the platform for all of that to happen and have meaning. So number 2, Evan Flowers, one of the standout receivers and one of our spotlight players for the FDNY Bravest team.
Yeah, Engine 221, the South Side, is his area.
Yeah, Chicago has a South Side. We have a South Side too in Brooklyn.
He played also at Campus Magnet High School.
Yep, and now we move over to Chicago Enforcers. And Mike, you take this one, Jelani Edmond.
Boy, what a player. Offensive lineman, Chicago policeman. Played at Brother Rice High School, which is an 8A school in Chicago. In fact, his alma mater won the 2026 state football championship back in December of 2025. Played at Saginaw Valley State University. Just a talented football player. Nice young man on top of all of that. And he is enjoying his time here playing for the Enforcers.
Yep, and I know you you probably think that 69 is because he's an old lineman, but I think it's his actual height because this man is a giant.
He is a monster. And another guy, you talk about giants and guys that impact, boy, Carlin Ento, defensive side of the ball. Chicago policeman, played at Simeon High School. Simeon High School was a powerhouse back in the 80s and 90s. Played at Culver Stockton College, and just a beast out there, Andy.
Yeah, he's bringing that intensity still to this day. So another one of our featured spotlight players. And we're now set with the second half kick.
Chicago trailing at 9-0.
89, Jason Perrine from the Lockport Fire Department, part of Chicago FD. Was with the Chicago FD Blaze, I should say, and now playing with this Enforcer team kicking. Got
and
Flowers.
The second half is underway. Well, FDNY with some good running room here. 35 Flowers out across the 40. 6', 200-pounder, engine 221.
Looks like we're going to be at the 36 to get this going.
Good field position. If you're Chicago here, obvious, must stop. 3 and out, build some momentum. Tapling's had some opportunities. Chicago's had some opportunities through the air. So plenty of hope remains on the Enforcer sideline. Baby steps here. Get a 3 and out, get the ball back. And if you're FDNY, Andy, hang on to the football.
Yeah, that's definitely something you want to do.
FDNY, boy, they ran the football pretty good in the first quarter. Then they mixed it up, passing the football between Calabrese and then also Conklin. Like Conklin with a couple of nice seam passes and hit a big one downfield for 37 yards. They're going to come back here with Calabrese, the 5'10", 185-pounder, on a ladder 5 for FDNY. Fire. On the ground to the fullback, shakes off one. And legs churning, and a chunk of yardage on first down.
Trevor Elam again making guys miss, breaking tackles.
And Guida on the stop along with Ento, but not before a gain of 7. And they ran that right side. Look here, Andy. Slipped off the tackle, and then that was it. The defense already committed to the back of the in the backfield, and boy, look at him just churn those legs. I mean, he is just a beast back there. Talking about Trevor Elam. So second and short. That's been the menu for FDNY for this contest. Chicago going to rush 4. Sprinkle a man to the near side. Going to throw in the pocket underneath. Got a man. First down and more across midfield. Down to the 48-yard line.
It's number 2, Evan Flowers.
Maxey on the stop. The defensive back with good wheels, but not before Flowers. Able to pick up plenty for an FDNY first down. Right here, just underneath. And they're in Chicago territory.
This Bravest offense has been moving it in every drive they've had so far. Just had that one punt to this point.
Fresh set of downs here for FDNY. And they're in Chicago territory on their opening drive of this second half. Here from Chicago, Illinois. Screen incomplete. Nothing was there anyway. Chicago had that one sniffed out pretty good. Boy, Little along with Birchfield on the chase. And I don't think Flowers would have gone anywhere if he caught it.
No, they were waiting for him. So we'll chalk it up to the same result.
So second down and 10 as we play here at Notre Dame College Prep, one of the strong Chicago Catholic League schools here in the metropolitan area.
Rob Wheeler out here to the right.
3 receivers set. Calabrese screen to the near side.
This is Ortega again. The right sideline, dragged out. That's a late hit there. That's a late hit there. Throw the flag.
Ortega with the catch. Picks up a chunk at first down.
I wouldn't have been upset if there was a penalty on that one. Definitely came in late there.
Yeah, here you'll see just a screen out to the near flat.
All right, so we're looking at 3rd and 4 here.
Big third down. FDNY looking to keep marching. Chicago aiming for a stop to get the ball back. Calabrese pumps, steps up, has a seam inside the Chicago 40. Legs churning for the first down. Oh, what an effort by the youngster.
That second effort, got that. He was right at the marker. Could have went either way. Came up with that huge second effort push.
Woods on the tackle, the defensive back out of District 4 for CPD, but not before Calabrese. He steps up, look at this, just steps up and just kept moving. But they were going for the strip. And finally wrestled down by Woods. FDNY able to move the chains. First down and 10.
Just outside 35.
Opening drive eclipsing 3 1/4 minutes here in this third quarter.
Elam back in the backfield.
Movement up front, and they'll blow it. Now they'll run the play.
See how they call it. Looked like a jump, but we'll see how they call it.
And it looks like that left side of that line may have moved. May have been encroachment, though.
Yeah, I definitely.
What do you see here, Andy?
Were offside. Yeah, they definitely came offsides. Yeah, looked like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, that looked like Jason Nguida, Orland Park PD, jumped a touch early and got everybody rattled.
All right. Nobody on this job that doesn't like a Frio, so we'll take that.
So a 1st and 5 for FDNY.
Just outside the 30 now.
And another time-consuming job. 4 minutes on this drive. And they've got a 1st and 5. Rolling left, pressure. Throws it out, and it is caught at the 24-yard line.
Another impressive move from Calabrese here.
Nimble is Calabrese. Stopped right there. Boy, he had a man right in his face.
Yeah, coming completely across his body, off his heels to get that out.
Boy, John Simmons, the defensive lineman, was
just
right
enough
there
to get on it.
Boy, what a catch by Flowers, too. I mean, boy, cradled that ball, and then when he hit the turf, was able to maintain control. First down, FDNY. This drive started at their own 39-yard line. Now they're down to the Chicago 24. Calabrese rolling. Throwing. The ball is deflected, and it is caught. I think he held on to it. Oh, my.
Still get through.
They're rolling that a catch. He caught it. Oh, boy, that ball was deflected and pulled in.
Well, they got him. Got him down to the 7. Marking it at the 7. It'll be 1st and goal, FDNY.
That's a catch. Well, who got the hand up for Chicago? And that was a big hand up on it.
I'm surprised they had enough juice to get on there. It looked like it fell short from here, but just enough.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, we don't use replay in this league, but
the old one hopper there.
The eye test never fails.
A little shot to the shortstop on that one. There you go.
Right. Well,
hey, he sold it.
Hey, listen, they all even themselves out in the end in this league. So
on the ground, and Chicago swallows up the running back. Well, a host of guys in there for the Enforcers. Well, leading the way a couple of guys, but Anthony Miner, the linebacker, he's a Chicago police officer in District 3, led the charge for Chicago on the stop.
Elam carrying the load right now. 8:40, clock ticking.
7-minute plus drive for FDNY here. Boy, that is a good indicator. If you're the coaching staff of FDNY, that is what you like to see.
Yeah.
Controlling the clock, running the football. Calabrese rolling. Now steps up, Rainbow to the far corner.
Oh, through the hands of Wheeler.
Incomplete.
Through the hands of Wheeler. He had him. Little lollipop there, but had it on target.
Calabrese with a nice touch on that.
Second and goal. Second and goal. We're looking at 3rd and goal now. 3rd down.
Right there and just right through the hands. Now thinking ahead here, I would think if it's 4th and long after this play, you probably kick it with a good kicker. But they're in control, up 9-0. FDNY playing a pretty good hand here. Calabrese flushed left. Now he's going to try to scamper forward inside the 5, down to about the 2.
Oh, what do you do here? What do you do here?
Well, if you go for it here, it's basically a 2-possession game, 2-touchdown possession game.
And the only reason I ask what do you do here is because you have arguably the greatest kicker in the league. So you know you have 3 on the board if you want it.
I think they're going to go for it, Andy.
I hope they do, because that's would be the move.
Calabrese coming in with the play, so FDNY going to go for it. Golden opportunity here for Chicago to get a much-needed stop and keep this at 9-0. 4 receivers set and now a timeout. And that's taken by FDNY. All right, maybe are they taking another look at this to decide if they want to kick it here?
It's possible. I think they thought the mark was a little closer. We're looking at 2 here. I think initially it was a little, I think it was within the 1 initially. So that might have changed the strategy here. I still think you probably trust this O-line because your defense has been playing so well that even if you don't get it, you got them backed all the way up. But
well, if you do the math, 9-0 to 12-0, that means 2 touchdowns they'd have to beat you. But you go to a touchdown here, you probably take the heart and soul out of them right here if you pounce it in.
It's nice to have a line that you feel confident in that you could go for this. Reminds me of the days of studs we had in the past, like Craig Wells and Timmy Caffrey, the captain.
I think there's been no hesitation on FDNY. They're going to go for it. I think they're just going to pull their best 4th down play out of their hip pocket here. Let's see what they do. And they will go for it. Calabrese back in. Boy, Chicago gets a stop here. They get some momentum back. Pivotal play here. Calabrese looking underneath. It's caught. Touchdown, FDNY.
That's Evan Flowers, spotlight player. He's been all over this drive. I tell you, Mike, this team I was witnessing with them. We were inspired by this Knicks win the other night. And this is what we're looking like right now. This is a major statement right now.
Well, that touchdown there makes it 15-0. And FDNY in the driver's seat. Patience by Calabrese, just waits, just calmly dumps it underneath, has that seam, And there's Flowers. Boy, he has been the go-to guy offensively for FDNY. And he cashed in there.
Yeah, they
8-minute drive.
All right, so we pushed back here on the extra point after a penalty for too many men in the huddle.
Cole on, he's a 5'11", 195-pounder on a ladder 143. Boy, this guy looks every bit the part of a kicker.
They got him offsides again.
I mean, right down Park Avenue, and it's 16-0 FDNY. You're watching the NPSFL.
Good afternoon. Captain Bish introduced me to the FDNY right here 21 years ago.
We outfitted him in John Plant's captain's outfit and put him on a truck with an axe, and they responded to an alarm. I remember that like it was yesterday.
And that night that I came here to the firehouse really began to galvanize a devotion and a commitment to serving our first responders that manifested itself into the creation of our first responder outreach program at the Gary Sinise Foundation.
More good came out of 9/11 than evil. And the good is a guy like Gary Sinise.
Bet Big, Talk Loud podcast, one of the fastest growing podcasts. Bet Big, Talk Loud provides plenty of laughs and entertainment while offering bold opinions, real stories, and can't miss betting advice. If you love big bets, big laughs, and bigger conversation, this is the podcast for you. That's Bet Big, Talk Loud podcast. Midway through the third quarter here in FDNY with a real punch in the gut here to Chicago, marching 62 yards and doing it in 7 minutes and 51 seconds. And they open up a 16-0 lead over the Chicago Enforcers. Look, this Enforcers team is a proud program.
Yeah, Tay Birchfield with the return here. He's another one of their electric playmakers for this Enforcer team.
You know, they have a run at the NPSFL championship last year. They sit at 2-0 here as we play football this evening.
Well, these teams squared off last year in Nashville. You were at that game. What do you see today? What looks different to you?
Couple of things. The ground game. So the offensive line, too, I think they shuffled the deck a bit. Some guys, you know, stepped away. And but they're strong defensively. And look, FDNY is a good football team. Out to the far flat. There's a catch. But there's the big stick again. Or there he is again, your guy.
Yeah, there's Joe Ruggieri. The big hit.
You're not going to have to rock him to sleep tonight. Ruggieri has been everywhere.
Came into play.
I like what Tapling did here. Just take what the defense gives you, but then here comes Ruggieri. The wheels on the young man. And the wrap-up.
Cunningham was in the backfield again, getting pressure.
Pascasio had no shot by the time he caught it. Ruggieri was right on him. Pickup of a couple.
Well,
boy, Chicago needs a big play here.
The play of these linebackers has allowed Bravest to go in this 4-3, which to this point they're still in.
Tapling steps up, gonna run, finds some room, and he's close to a first down.
Looks like he got it.
It's across midfield down to the FDNY 48, and they will move the chains for a Chicago first down.
Just under 6 minutes now in the third quarter. 5:45 and counting.
Well, he just found a seam and took advantage. First down Chicago as they hit FDNY territory. Pascascio straight up the gut, not much there.
Jay Carter on, one of these other young linebackers I've been talking about on the hit.
Carter and another guy, 6'1", 215 out of engine 249. FDNY looks fast on that defensive line. And they're big on that, particularly that right side of that offensive line. Chicago also with some big guys. Second down and long. To the near side, Yancey wide open, and he knows it. Oh boy, is he aggravated with himself.
He's had a very frustrating game. Couple open for a couple, overthrown. Now this was the most on target he had all day, and just lost concentration here.
Mama said there'd be nights like this, huh? Boy, right there, that would have been a nice little gain, set up a 3rd and short. Now they're 3rd down and long, and likely in 4-down territory. See how they line up here. 4 receivers set. FDNY going to rush 4 guys. They drop back in their standard defensive look. Low snap, Tapling with time. Pumps, now
back.
Steps up. Look out from behind, and he is wrestled down.
91, John Cunningham again.
6'2", 270.
Not giving up on the play. Taplin dancing a little too much.
Well, you see here, Tapling wanted to let it go. And the containment, boy, the defensive line just stayed in their slots and forced Tapling to take a couple of steps left or right, which gave Cunningham the time necessary to come back and make the stop.
Yeah, it looked a little indecisive there. It looked like he was about to take off, and then maybe thought maybe before I pass that line, maybe I'd have one more option. And that little indecision cost him because Cunningham never gave up. He tracked him down from behind, and
so Chicago going to go for it as expected here. 4th down and about 7.
Oh, they are going for it. It's not that quick kick.
Tapling looking. Near side.
Looking for Yancey.
Yancey,
oh,
what a catch!
What a grab.
Oh, baby!
What a grab.
Trent Yancey!
And that makes up for the drop.
Oh, does he
And
feel
then
better about himself? What a catch in tight coverage. Tapling with a throw in tight coverage as well.
Yeah, that's how you redeem yourself from that drop.
And credit the offensive line, giving Tapling time. They've done that rather regularly tonight. And the kid took the big hit as he let it go. Can this jumpstart Chicago? It's Pascascio with a seam inside the 25, down to the FDNY 20.
Another big burst. We were catching the replay. You see where Tapling placed that ball. That's what was so surprising about his miscues in the first half, because he had receivers open. Be looking at an entirely different score.
Well, he's 6-2, makes it a 1-possession game. Touchdown and 2 as we wind down here in the 3rd. Well, he was electric last year for Chicago. Pascascio just had some just electrifying runs for the Enforcers. Got a man! Touchdown, Chicago!
There's Ruffin. There's big 19, Brandon Ruffin.
Let's get Bill back out there.
Brandon Ruffin, the 2nd-year stud for the Enforcers.
He felt like it'd be hard to keep this guy off the board today, and sure enough, they now lock up.
Tapling right on the numbers. Hey, Chicago going for 2 here. Make it a 1-possession game, Andy, and all of a sudden, you're right back in it.
Well, this is the Chicago offense I thought we were going to see out of the gate, just slow to get going.
And Pistachio going to line up in the backfield. Trips to the near side. Look for a jam on the goal line here. The 2-point conversion to the end zone. Got his man, Ruffin. It's a one-possession game. Brandon Ruffin.
That's where you need to shut the door now, though, for your FDNY.
From Adam Tapling. Again, look at the protection and just slid it right in there.
Yeah, you see Kudzi in the back, Ruffin up front. That's a tough task for any DB with those two receivers in your area.
You talk about a gut check. There it was for Chicago. They were left for dead. And Yancey with a big catch on 4th down to keep it alive. And Tapling able to engineer.
Well, you didn't think Chicago was going to stay silent all day with this big home crowd, all the festivities. Mentioned their championship aspirations.
Boy, they needed that 2-point conversion, did Chicago. And they stayed laser focused. And Tapling drills it to Ruffin, who was the target last year for Chicago. And he is the go-to guy here with Yancey as we head down the stretch. End over end, it'll be taken. Ball is fumbled, ball. FDNY able to recover it. I think the same man, Flowers, who fumbled it.
Came right back to him. Fortunate ricochet here. I mean, we almost just saw the entire thing just turn in 2 seconds.
Isn't that something? That's this league. It is pretty even keel. These teams are pretty well matched up around the conference, around the NPSFL. And
you see the replay there.
Boy,
such a fortunate bounce. But let's see how this drive starts out, what the response is.
Well, they've got their guy right back in there again, and that is Sumter in the backfield with Calabrese. But now FDNY with some pressure. Looked like a miscommunication, and Chicago drops him. No gain on the play. Now Chicago's saying we've got the football. Hold on. And they're going to say FDNY maintains possession. Boy, what a stick by Carlinento, the defensive end.
You've seen an incredible shift of momentum. Very brief period of time here.
So no gain on the play. Boy, Chicago with the momentum right now. Calabrese now is forced to make some more plays. Pressure coming, stepping up. Gets away from it, upended from behind. Ball is loose at the 33. Who's got it? Who's got it? FDNY maintains control.
All right, so we've had 3 plays. We've seen a kickoff go through the hands, bounce right back. What looked like it might have been a fumble retained. Now a clear fumble retained. It's 3 lives. How many do we have left here, Mike?
Now you see the pressure, Chicago just with the pressure stripped them. Oh, the bouncing ball hit the hands.
It was big 99, Timothy Bell, defensive lineman, with the strip. Calabrese.
Could be the final play of the quarter. 3rd and 9. Boy, after all this, Chicago needs a stop here.
It's 3rd and a long line at that.
Keep that momentum on their side. To the air, underneath, incomplete.
Pass intended for Waterman. He had a little
And Chicago, Chicago gets the stop, and FDNY will put it away.
Chicago gets the stop and stops the clock with 2 seconds. So we're still here in the third quarter with the Bravest about to punt.
After that Cole field goal, or I'm sorry, after that touchdown on that nice pass from Calabrese to Flowers, boy, you felt the air came out of the sails of the Chicago faithful here, but hold everything. Chicago scores, and they're getting the ball back. Booming punt. Ruffin backpedaling at his own 10. He'll start the trip there. Can he turn the corner? He does. 20, 25, and out of bounds. That'll do it for the third quarter. This is NPSFL football.
A mortgage-free home to a catastrophically injured veteran. Do people understand what that means? A lot of these people living in situations that they can't get around, with their disability. I mean, come on.
By the end of next year, we'll have paid off mortgages for over 2,000 of these great heroes, and also for fallen first responders that are catastrophically injured or die in the line of duty to leave young families behind. We're proud of that.
Tunnel to Towers has been caring for America's greatest heroes for more than 2 decades, and we ask you to join us on our mission to do good.
Welcome back to Notre Dame College Prep High School for NPSFL football. Start of the fourth quarter, and Andy Singleton, it's a one-possession football game.
Yeah, we expected this to be a close game, hard-fought battle. You know, these are two of the top teams in this league, year in and year out. So it was a little surprising to see how the first 2.5 quarters went, but now we're into what we thought we were going to get.
Going, the head coach Jason Slater, he was the team president of the Enforcers last year, and now is the head coach. Recently made lieutenant on the Chicago Police Force. Boy, terrific guy. One play at a time, he says. Disciplined aggression, trust each other. Chicago has done just that. Those were his keys to victory, and the Enforcers are right in the thick of it with FDNY. Jason Slater, boy, congratulations to him. A few months back, made lieutenant. That is as you understand, Andy, you're a rarefied air when you make a lieutenant on the Chicago Police Force.
Yeah, very proud of Jason. Tremendous guy, as you mentioned. He was the team president last year. They had some personnel changes, kind of short notice, so he stepped back into a coaching role and assumed head coaching responsibilities this year. But become a personal friend of mine over the last couple of years, and just an amazing guy. So yes, very happy for him.
Out to the flat, Ruffin bursts 130, far sideline 40, midfield 40, he's gone. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Chicago. What just happened? Ruffin.
Can we get the last 30 seconds back, Mike? It looks like a video game. Running the slalom here. This guy's a weapon with the ball in his hands.
Well, look at that cutback, the agility, and just completely turned Forbes around. Look, by the time it got to Forbes, it wasn't on him. What an explosive play by Ruffin. Now, Chicago will line up and go for 2 to try to tie it up here in the opening minute of the fourth period. They'll stack receivers to the near side. Tapling, looking, throwing, incomplete. Forbes got a hand in there and knocked it down. Khalifa Forbes, the defensive back from ladder 124. Oh, Chicago that close.
Looking for Rob Cudzia.
What do you see here, Andy?
He's going back to one of his safety blankets in Kudzi, and Khalifa Forbes comes up with a huge deflection here, potentially saving the game at this point. A lot of football left with full fourth quarter ahead of us, but we'll come back and see how impactful that stop was.
Well, that just shows you right there on Forbes, just the agility to stay with the plate, dive in, and knock it down. He's 6 foot 205. And remember, these players don't receive any financial or time support. I mean, this is all organic what these players do in the NPSFL. And it's only possible with sponsors and support. And each player does this on his own time and on his own dime.
So let's see if Flowers.
Flowers with a block outside across the 30, and FDNY with good field position. They'll start in the neighborhood of their own 35-yard line.
It seems like every drive has started from about the 35 for us today. A couple from the 50, but got good field position throughout.
Boy, there are many avenues for being in the career business of being a policeman or fireman. There's a lot of opportunities out there. And these guys here are just a sample of what these young men do across our great country. Anybody's game as we start this fourth quarter.
Conklin back in on the center.
And broke it up good. Hustle there. Jalen Woods flying that one down as Wheeler had a seam.
Wheeler the intended target from Conklin, but ball held up there just long enough.
By Jalen Woods, a Chicago police officer out of District 4. Just exploded.
Watch the replay. Wheeler was open. Ball hung up just a little too long.
FDNY with the lead here. Conklin gonna hand it off. Slip ball's fumbled. Loose on the turf. Who's got it? Loose football at the 30. Chicago saying they have it. FDNY saying they have it. Let's see. And it's gonna remain FDNY football. Whoa.
We were watching two entirely different games from when this day started.
Well, you know, this is reminiscent, Andy, of the NPSFL championship game last year. Chicago completely dominated that first half against NYPD, and it just completely changed, and that goes to what we talked about. These teams across the NPSFL are very evenly matched, and these games can turn literally on a quick pivot. One big play, a fumble, a big hit.
Looking at a long 3rd and 13 right now. Obvious passing down for Conklin.
Conklin to throw. Pressure coming from the backside. Throws downfield, incomplete. Good secondary coverage by Chicago. Good pressure up front. One thing Chicago has done most of this night is good pressure up front from those 4 defensive positions on that defensive line, and particularly on that defensive end with Drew. Here you see Ento coming up on that far side and just chased him down. And Conklin did the only thing he could do, get rid of it and live to fight another day.
Yeah, I'm not even sure who he had in mind there, but just looking to get rid of that. The offense
Smart play by Conklin.
Offense playing hot potato the last couple possessions, really putting it on the defense.
There's the punt, and it bounces out of bounds around midfield. And Chicago with excellent field position.
Marking this right at the 50.
There's a marker down. Penalty flag down. Boy, FDNY would love to re-kick this one.
All right, that call is rescinded. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 50 for Chicago.
Well, 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 Andy Singleton. With 13 and a half to play, this is what the NPSFL is all about.
Yeah, we're going to need a big stop here. Defense has to come up big and stem the tide and flip this momentum back to what was going so well for them for the first 2.5 quarters.
Let's see, do they double cover Yancey? Or they double cover Ruffin? Because those are the two guys that they're going to throw to here if you're Chicago. Got a new fullback in there for Chicago.
This is where you really start to see the depth of teams in this league.
And they'll run it to the big fella. Bounces outside. FDNY with great pursuit and a loss of 3 on the play.
Anthony Phipps, number 0, chasing from the backside.
Well, that was Dave Moore, the running back. He's a Chicago policeman out of District 7. Loss on the play.
Also had Sky Parame coming up with the hit there.
So the ball back at the Chicago 47. Makes it 2nd down now and 13. Another NPSFL good one here from Niles, Illinois. Tapling, gonna throw underneath, got a man with plenty of room. Midfield, far near sideline 40, inside the 30, into the red zone. Dante Birchfield on the catch.
Tay Birchfield.
Plenty for a Chicago 1st down.
Another one of these playmakers for the Enforcers, Tay Birchfield.
Well, that is directly because of Ruffin and Yancey. They send him deep and dump it underneath. And the nifty Dante Birchfield, Zion Benton PD, races it inside the FDNY red zone. They're going to run it on the ground, and not much there is that defensive line with a angry tackle on Brian Pistachio.
Yeah, they call him Speedy. We just tipped off that the other running back, Dave Moore, number 34, is amongst the oldest in the league, creeping up on the half-century mark.
Boy, you look up front, Holmes, Wilson, Cunningham, O'Boyle have just been rock solid for the FDNY defense here tonight. Illustrated on that play there. Loss of 1 on the play. Tapling. Underneath. Has a man. On the catch, Birchfield. Good gang tackle there by FDNY.
Yeah, you got Parame, Carteron, and Zerbo all on the combo there.
Where they contained him. Good containment by the secondary.
Sky Parame, number 55, was a O-lineman for Rutgers. Now on the defensive side of the ball, rushing these quarterbacks that he used to protect.
So 3rd down and about 6. Plenty of time left in this one, 10 minutes. Anybody's contest here. Now they bring in Andrew Pena now at the wide receiver slot, far side. Tapling.
Oh,
hit,
big hit.
Drop back at the 24-yard line. Oh, baby, what a stick.
Number 44, the captain, Frank Zerbo. It seemed like Tapling even had any idea he was coming.
Yeah, somebody missed the block, and Zerbo. Well, that was a steak dinner for him right there.
Huge hit. That was needed. This was
the fact that Tapling hung on to it. Boy, he's going to feel that in the morning. Now it's 4th down and a country mile.
I don't think they trust their kicking game enough to even attempt anything here. So
4th down and about 16. Tapling taking his time. Going to step up underneath.
It's dropped.
And that one incomplete.
Defense comes up with the stop that was needed here.
Connor Lima, the intended receiver, the wide receiver is Zion Benton, police officer.
So at least for a brief moment, the momentum has been sustained, or stopped, I should say. Let's see if the offense can bail them out and give them a few minutes now to regroup. Let's go to our last sponsor here in our live read for Bolivar's Restorations. We're not doing Bolivar's Restorations. We're going to go to one of our coaches' cards, and this is our defensive coordinator for the FDNY Bravest, Rob Hoey. One of a longtime member of the program, 23rd season as both a player and a coach. One of the beloved figures of the FDNY Bravest organization. As we return to live game action here.
Man,
Conklin still under center.
On the ground, they run it. Nice.
To give to Sumter.
Yeah. And Sumter able to pick up about 5 on 1st down. Boy, you talk about Coach Hoey. I mean, my goodness, the time he has put in. Just a microcosm of the guys that hang around here, you know.
Yeah,
Rob
that's part and parcel for a lot of these guys in this league. I mean, we mentioned him earlier, Steve Orr. He's in his 33rd season with this organization, and head coach Cameron Peak. He's at the 20-year mark as well. Offensive coordinator, associate head coach Vinny Sheeta is in his 22nd season. So, you know, all these guys. I mean, it's hard to move away from it once you're invested.
They'll run it on the ground, and there's a seam across the 30 to the 31. 3rd and short. On the stop, there's Timothy Bell again, the defensive lineman. Bell out of District 22 for CPD. Boy, these 3rd downs are just crucial now for both football teams here. Andy?
Yeah, this might be the most important play of the game for the FDNY. You need this 1st down here, give that defense the rest. Buy him a few more minutes. You got the lead. You don't necessarily need to score here, but you need to chew some of this clock up.
FDNY trying to move the chains. Chicago digs in. Opportunity to get a stop and get the ball back. Conklin flushed to his left. Going to try to turn the corner. Can he do it? Can't do it. He picked up a few, but I think he's short.
He's close.
He's short. Boy, good pressure. Good pursuit by John Simmons.
He got it.
Simmons, a defensive lineman with great effort.
We're going to check out this replay here. Conklin
turning the wheels, moving, and look at the reach.
Picks it up. There's a little bit of a horse collar there.
Boy, that is close.
44 coming around the neck with that tackle.
Timeout on the field. We'll step aside. A good one here in Niles, Illinois. FDNY 16, Chicago 14.
Discover, want to serve with a purpose, take the test.
If you're thinking about joining the Department of Correction, join.
I truly believe that I should have made this decision 10 years ago.
I wanted to do something that was both challenging and rewarding. If I can make a difference in somebody's life, then I think I've done my part.
It's high paying, it's a career, not a job, and I serve with a purpose.
Scan the QR code now. Register today to take the test. Do it.
After 9/11, we drove down West Side Highway. This trip kind of reminds me of that day on the West Side Highway where we're in a van and we're driving down there and I'm sitting with 5 or 6 other officers and we're crying like little babies, like children.
Oh shit.
And to get off that van and walk to the building, and I everyone's clapping and just cheering and saying, "Hey, man, thank you. This was really special," and it made me feel special. It brought me back to that day, and that was really cool.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Gary Sinise Foundation. We want you to enjoy your time here for our Nashville Salutes Heroes. This is our very first one, and you're the very first.
Oh my gosh, look, his wig. Yeah. That's so cool. Without the Gary Sinise Foundation and without the heart that Gary has, we wouldn't be where we're at today. And to have all of these people around us that have been on the same journey that we have is just humbling, and we can't say thank you enough.
What's important about this is community.
So I invited my buddies here from CSI New York, and you'll probably see some pictures of these guys on the walls around here somewhere. There's a few back there. You'll have.
All right, and we're back to live action here.
7 minutes to go, Andy. Gut check time for both sides.
All right, Calabrese back on the center.
Conklin got him the first down, as you stated, prior to the break. Ball is fumbled, loose football at the 38. Who's got it? Who's got it? Chicago! Chicago has the football. Markers fly after the play. Oh, no. Chicago able to come up with it.
Jalen Woods coming up with the fumble from...
Yeah, Jason Slater, the head coach, is like, oh, no, we got the ball, no flags. But this was after the play. And it popped out and looked like Woods got it. But Jason Slater, the head coach, it's like, oh no, I'm after the penalties, but then happened right after the play.
Yeah, the miscues for the Bravest offense continue. Giving the ball back to Chicago here. Putting a lot on this defense. All right, it's going to be Chicago ball. Both setting penalties here.
We are over here on the sideline. We have had a dramatic shift in this game over the last 40 minutes or so. The New York sideline was pretty dead here for about half an hour as Chicago mounted that comeback. The wind really died down. Adam Tapling and his wide receivers were able to get their act together and connect several times on a couple big plays, and the sideline over here was silent. It was Frank Zerbo's sack to create 4th and 16 that really shifted the momentum over here, and New York very much feeling like they can still win this game. Back to you guys upstairs.
Thank you, Tommy. Yeah, we saw that momentum start to turn back in FDNY's favor and then give it right back to Chicago with that turnover. So now Chicago's going to have good field position again.
A good field position for the enforcers.
Ball marked at the 43 now. And it's been all passing attack for Chicago for the last several series here, and it's really shifted the game, as Tommy was just mentioning.
On the ground, Tapling struggled with the handoff, but Pasaccio able to get it. He's dropped for a loss of 2.
Another big hit. There's Ruggieri and Carter on the...
Ruggieri slow to get up, a little shaken up on the play. And he trots back to his position. Boy, he has been one tough customer all night for FDNY.
Well, you're not going to be lacking for heart in this league. Pride, heart,
on
commitment.
display here this evening. 6 minutes to go. Anybody's football game here.
Looks like he lost the yard on that, so we're about 2nd and 11.
Trips to the near side. Tapling underneath, has Yancey. And he is wrapped up and dropped after a short gain. Good pursuit by a host of guys.
Darren Payne coming up with the tackle. I think that was Carteron holding him up, and Darren came in and finished it off.
Good foot pursuit, too, by Carteron. Linebacker, 6'1", 215. He's from Engine 249. He also was part of that cavalry coming. Chicago trying to thread that needle, trying to get those little 5-yard passes to explode.
Picked up about 4 here, so they're looking at about 3rd and 7.
Manageable here for Chicago now. 3rd and 7, 2 plays. It's manageable. Game clock under 5 minutes.
This is a spot you feel good on both sides. If you're the defense, you feel like it's long enough. If you're on the offense, you feel like it's short enough.
Well, I think Chicago realizes that, they're in, as much as they battled back, they're still in the lion's den, and they're trying to climb out. They've got to get a first down here.
Well, they've got all the momentum, but they still don't have the lead. As we approach 4:39 on the clock. All right, we had a little break in the action, so let's get to our last sponsor, Bulliver's Restorations. Based out of Long Island, Bulliver's Restorations is in the business of helping people. Knowing how devastating a disaster can be, they're committed to providing whatever it takes to minimize physical damage.
Tapling going for it all in tight coverage to Ruffin. Incomplete, but a penalty marker thrown. And it looks like this is going to go against FDNY.
Number 0, Anthony Phipps on the coverage.
Well, Taplin went deep. He said, I want my guy Ruffin.
That's a tough call to make.
Yeah, Ruffin trying to turn and square his body. And
this is eerily reminiscent to FDNY's last game against Tri-State, where there was a questionable pass interference call in the final minutes, which allowed Tri-State to keep their drive going and ultimately score a game-winning touchdown with 22 seconds left.
Oh, my.
So this is, unfortunately, familiar territory in the last couple of weeks for us.
First down, Chicago after the penalty. So that big 3rd and 7 pays off. Here's a pitch to Pistachio, and he slips down at the 29, but Big Cunningham was right in his grill.
He had nowhere to go. He slipped up on his own, but he had nowhere to go regardless.
2nd and 9 after the short gain. Game clock now under 4 minutes to play. As the tension mounts with each turn of the screw. Here tonight, FDNY raced to a 16-0 lead. Chicago a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, then a touchdown and a missed point after attempt. But here they are on the march at the FDNY 29. Tapling with time over the middle. Yancey, the intended receiver, incomplete.
Well, whoever survives this affair, you got to give credit to both teams, because we've had an entertaining game for sure. Coming down to the wire here, 3:31 on the clock. Both teams giving it everything they got.
Well, just a hallmark football game in the NPSFL. Two teams. Remember, these guys, they got to get up and go to work tomorrow, a lot of them.
Yeah.
These guys are doing it for the pure joy and the camaraderie of hanging out with one another away from the office. 3rd and long. Chicago with its work cut out for him. Tapling, single coverage, far side, incomplete. Ruffin, the intended receiver. Forbes broken
on
up.
The coverage, no flags. All right, we're clean here. There is a flag.
Marker down against FDNY. Well, they pointed FDNY, but nobody's moved the sticks yet, so maybe they picked it up.
Clean from Forbes, so unless it was somewhere in the
it had to be
on the
underneath,
line.
because Forbes had great coverage on Ruffin. terrific coverage.
I didn't see a flag come out.
Now they're moving the markers here, so.
Oh, looking at a 3rd and 6 here.
So 3rd and 11 is now going to be 3rd and 6. Maybe offsides. Well, 3rd and short for Chicago. Manageable position for him here. 2 plays to get about 7 yards. Taplin stands in the pocket, steps in, rolls, throws, wide open is Ruffin. Touchdown, Chicago.
Is that the hat trick?
I think so. Well, Ruffin was he's the guy on he's the marquee guy in the roster and in the program for Chicago. And he has just taken over this second half. His athleticism, and he shook free.
Wide open.
And wide open and walked in. So now Chicago up 4 will go for 2 to try to extend the lead to 6 with 3 1/4 minutes to go. Ruffin in motion. Tapling throws to the back of the end zone. It's caught. Yancey had the 2-point conversion.
Pushes the lead to 8, so this is gonna be, oh, he beat me to it, so we're at 22. All right, so we're at 6. So within reach, within grasp for the FDNY, but the offense hasn't done anything for the last several series, so.
An absolute traumatic turning of events here tonight. Boy, Chicago.
I have to dig deep here.
Left for dead. Down 16-0 midway through the 3rd quarter. And they found a way to score 22 unanswered. And they lead it 22-16.
Well, it's a 1-score game. You got plenty of time. Just got to dig deep here. And this team is very capable of that. Seen a lot of comebacks.
Terrific crowd on hand here tonight to witness this epic NPSFL football game. Little razzle dazzle. Good field position. Ball is fumbled on the turf at the 37. Who's got it? Who's got it? They peel away the players. Who's got it? Chicago has the football. Clean pitch.
The reverse return set up perfectly. And Wheeler gets stripped.
Randall Maxey stripped it. He hit him right in the breadbasket, stripped that ball. And now FDNY needs a stop. Well, they've got 2 timeouts, Andy, with 3:06 left.
Yeah. This is a tough way to try to win a game.
Dave Moore checks in at running back now. They'll probably hand it to him. And he runs it up the gut, bulldozes his way to the 35-yard line.
49-year-old.
And FDNY
trying to run the clock
will call
out here.
a timeout here. So I believe they have 1 more remaining, does FDNY. So timeout FDNY.
And Dave Moore just had the longest carry by a
Dave Moore, the running back for Chicago, 49 years old, playing football with a guy's 25 years younger than him.
I think that was Bravest's first time out, so I believe they have 2 remaining.
Well, the math is simple, Andy, for FDNY. Must stop.
Math is never simple, Mike. That actually was their second time out, so we are down to 1, as you mentioned.
So if you do the math, there are 2:58 on the clock. You run it, you call another timeout, you stop it with 2:52, you're at third down. They run it again, you burn 40, you get the ball back with about $1.50 to go.
Oh, there's a scenario and an outcome where everything you just described could come to fruition, but
FDNY with a must stop. Chicago trying to go for the knockout punch here. What a football game here. An instant NPSFL classic. On the ground, Pescasio keeping his legs forward, and he is getting tackled down to the 28.
O-line comes and gives him an assist, pushing the pile.
And FDNY going to call their final timeout.
Still a little shy of the first down, but just shy of the marker by about a yard.
Well, if you're Chicago, you're likely in 2-down territory. And they're going to likely run it to burn the clock. So let's do the math, Andy. 2:47. Each play, say, takes 6 seconds. You run it down to 2:41, snap it again at 2 minutes.
Well, 2:47 feels about the amount of time it took Chicago to score 22 points. So time isn't necessarily the issue right now.
So if you're FDNY, and I know I'm moving ahead here, but if you can get a stop here on these next 2 plays, you'll get the ball back with about 1:54 to go.
Yeah.
Because Chicago likely will run the football the next 2 plays. FDNY needs a stop. 3rd and short for Chicago. A first down here, and Chicago is going to pull into victory lane. Running back to the left of Tapling. Money play here on both sides of the ball. Here we go. On the ground, straight ahead, first down, Chicago, Pistachio to the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago.
Well, you were waiting to see him get going too. Skoski out, Speedy, number 2. And here we see the play before. The O-line kept the pile moving. And
Ryan Pescasio, the running back, Cook County.
That likely was the dagger.
Chris Lenti on for the point after. And Chicago calls timeout.
Tale of 2 halves here today.
Stunning how this game flipped. But Andy, this was what happened in the NPSFL championship game last year with NYPD and this Chicago Enforcer team. You can look at the games played across the NPSFL on a weekly basis and see how these games just pivot and turn. The competitiveness and the grit, the grind of these young men is just impressive.
Yeah. The overall outcome of these games is typically decided by a handful of plays.
Well, the big thing for FDNY is the turnovers. Had an interception, they had a couple of fumbles, and that was really a big tale here. But Chicago on for the point after, and it is up and it is through. the Chicago Enforcers lead it 29-16, and
the math is still there. At 13, this is a 2-score game, but it hasn't been going right for several series in a row now for the Bravest.
But Ruffin came to life in the second half. You go back to a couple of key plays if you're Chicago. That Yancey catch on 4th down and 8 when it was 16-0.
Yeah.
Kept that drive alive. And 3 plays later, Chicago was only down 16-8.
Well, once that happened, then Ruffin got involved and had the hat trick, and we're looking at a different game. It was like the sun went down and the Enforcers woke up, and
let's go downstairs to Tommy Gilbert. Tommy, it is an amazing turn of events. Flowers, the ball carrier, out across the 32-yard line.
Down on the Chicago sideline, where it is just an incredible atmosphere down here. This is a team that was down and out, could not get anything going in the first half, had really a lot of trouble connecting with wide receivers downfield. In particular, did Adam Tapling. You notice there was about a 20-mile-an-hour wind in that first half that completely died down here in the second. And what you've seen on the field is just a totally different atmosphere from the Chicago offense. In particular, Bryant Pascasio with a couple of big runs, and of course Brandon Ruffin has pretty much put the team on his back here in the second half. Incredible performance from Ruffin, and some reminders down here actually from the fans going to the players that this game is not over yet. They need to lock in on defense, but the mood down here is celebratory to say the least on the Chicago sideline. They are absolutely feeling that they're on the doorstep of victory here. Back to you guys in the booth, Mike and Andy.
Calabrese going deep.
Tommy.
Incomplete. Flowers, the intended receiver. Calabrese going to have to just launch it now, Andy. No timeouts. Really can't run the football here.
No,
just throw a couple of jump balls and hope the athleticism of your wide receivers, which there are many, can haul one in and get a big score.
Yeah, the running game wasn't there prior to being forced into these passing situations. So the weapons are there as well, though. See how prolific Flowers and Wheeler and Ortega can be. So
Calabrese out to the flat, caught, but plenty of blue jerseys, and it's a loss of a couple on the play. Third down now for FDNY.
You know, obviously the mood has changed for half of this play-by-play team as well, with my affinity for the Bravest team. But we do have to point out, this league is, and these teams are more than just the wins and losses. You know, you want to win every game, but it's really just the ability to stay competitive, get out on the field, play for something bigger than yourself, bigger than your firehouse or your precinct. You know, bigger than your team. You know, we play for so many different reasons. You know, members we've played with, members we've lost. You know, it's been well documented that we lost one of our active members, one of the best players on our team for the last decade, Joey Herman, who was, you know, as good of a teammate as you'll ever find, and it was just a tragic loss. And, you know, we played for Joey Herman, another one of our members who is not playing this season because he just got promoted from EMS to fire side of things. His sister, Kelsey Hart, the Hart family, they're at every game. Mike Hart played at Florida for the Gators, and one of our linebackers, and tremendous, you know, loss for us not having him out on the field for us this year. But, you know, she's been diagnosed with an illness and is fighting for that now. So we play for that, you know. So as much as we want to win these games, we play for so many more reasons than just the wins and losses. And
Well, and I think what a neat aspect of this league, too, is after the game tonight, both teams get together and break bread.
Yes, there will be a post-game feast. I can't call it a party at this point because looks like we'll be on the losing end of that. But yes, both teams will get together for a get-together after this and break bread together, as you mentioned. And at the end of the day, the respect is there because we all know the risks of the careers we're in.
But truer words have never been spoken by these teams. Get together afterwards across the league. I mean, the NPSFL is alive and well in places like California, Dallas, Las Vegas, of course here in Chicago, New York, Charlotte,
Roanoke, Virginia.
Just to name a few. NPSFL.org is the league website. Is Calabrese trying to run it? Ball is fumbled, and Chicago will recover it. Now Calabrese there trying to make something happen.
Was that 5 lost now?
It was 4th down.
5 lost fumbles at this point?
I think that's 6 with 1 interception. And that's been the story. But credit that defensive line for Chicago. And just roughing a couple of big plays. Again, you go back and watch the tape. That Yancey catch on 4th and 8. Talk about redemption. He dropped one earlier in the drive that would have set up a 3rd and short.
Yeah, right through his hands, 2 plays before that. And then, but that was also Tapling finding his rhythm because he was erratic prior to that pass. That seemed to get his momentum back. And
sure did.
Threaded the needle with that, put it right where it needed to be. And we've seen an entirely different game since then.
So Adam Tapling, Chicago Fire Department will take a knee. FDNY out of timeouts. And Chicago will kneel this one out.
Yeah, I want to say big thank you to Jock Jive, Robert Williamson, and the crew on the camera work. Of course, my partner over here, Mike Frazier, doing the play-by-play, and Tommy Gilbert down on the sidelines for us today.
Well, Andy, you are the quarterback of this league when it comes to marketing it, when it comes to breathing life into it, from generating sponsorships to gathering up all the marketing material to go out and get it. Huge tip of the cap to you, and an awful lot of respect for a guy like you who came off the fire department, 24 years, retired, 2 young children at home, a wife.
Yeah.
And your heart and soul is into this. You're passionate about this. And it is a genuine pleasure to work with you and the others around the NPSFL. It is that good of a league, and the people are that good of human beings.
Well, thank you for that. And since you mentioned, I'll say to my kids, Sapphire and Caden, hope you enjoyed, and hope you're behaving till I get back home. But it's an honor to be able to be in a position and have the trust and respect that's been earned from not just my own team and organization with the FDNY, but the other teams in the league executives, just to have to earn that trust and respect to allow me to try to put these together and see what we can do with this and how far we can take this. So I greatly appreciate you mentioning that because it is a village. So
before we go, when is the NPSFL championship game, and where can people go to find out more about it?
Yeah, so you can go to NPSFL.org, check out the full schedule and standings. The national championship game is slated for Saturday, June 20th. The way the league works is it alternates year to year. So this year it's the westernmost team in the championship will be the host city. So that could be anywhere from California side to could be Chicago, depending, if it's a New York team. So that'll be June 20th. We are making a transition next season. We will be partnering with Red Coral Universe, which is a streaming platform that's putting some emphasis into the league and trying to help us get the recognition and exposure that we're looking for. We're trying to grow this thing back up. I mentioned we were at 28 teams at our peak. Would love to get some other agencies that are interested in putting a team together, that have the personnel and the manpower and the enthusiasm and interest in playing a 5-game season in the spring against your fellow first responders across the country. So we'll see where this goes, but it's it's been an exciting ride. It's moving pretty quick. We just started this last year. We did 12 games last year. We're doing another 10 with the championship 11 this year. So things are moving in the right direction. Sometimes it gets very frustrating. You saw some of the hiccups before we went on air today. We had some other things planned, but it's just these are the things that are involved at this level, at this time, at this point, just from the venues to when we get access to things and what is available. So we're doing a lot to try to make what we present be something that entertains people, because these players are putting their hearts out, not just on a daily basis, with waking up to go to work to protect their communities, their cities, their towns, but then to come out here and represent their families, their friends, their programs, their departments, and their communities on the football field in a game they love and never thought they'd have an opportunity to continue playing at a level like this. So it's truly a blessing to be involved with this. And I'm still in a happy mood. I'd be in a happier mood had we held on to this, but yeah, so.
Now you see down there the enforcers in blue and FDNY congratulating each other. They're going to take a moment and pray. And
teams always come together after the fact. We we bust each other's chops a little. You see guys smiling there. Say a prayer together, and just that mutual respect for each other on and off the field. And then we go out and get ready for the next one.
Final here tonight in Niles, Illinois. It was the Chicago Enforcers 29 and FDNY 16. For our director and producer, Robert Williamson, for Lisa Conway, for Tommy Gilbert, our camera crew, and our analyst here, Andy Singleton, the director of marketing for the NPSFL. This is Mike Frazier saying so long from Niles, Illinois, where the Chicago Enforcers improved to 3-0 by winning over FDNY 29-16. So long, everybody.